This time of year, we do get a lot of Las Vegas odds, right? And two players that have been linked to the Detroit Pistons are Klay Thompson and Draymond Green with their Las Vegas odds. Not that, the Pistons are went to go after them, but I think Vegas odds are something that you should pay attention to because it kind of gives you a better understanding of what to expect in terms of free agency of how these teams may target these players. Now, Draymond and both Klay have pretty high odds to be targeted by the Pistons. Now, obviously, Draymond just signed a contract this past summer, or last summer, I should say. So he's still under contract, right? Klay Thompson's going to be a free agent this summer. And how this correlates with the Detroit Pistons. When you have 60 million in cap and you look at a team like Golden State, who you look at their salary cap, I doubt they want to get into those first and second aprons. I really doubt it. They didn't go deep in the playoffs this year. They had a very underwhelming season, and they have a lot of players that have higher contracts where they're going to have to not so much rebuild because they still have Steph Curry. I think they're going to go under a retooling, if you will. And if we look at the odds for Draymond Green and Klay Thompson, we'll look at Draymond Green's first. So if he's not with Golden State, he's got the highest odds to join the Detroit Pistons at plus 500. I'll just go down the list if you are listening on the audio side as well. So Draymond Green would be at plus 800. That would be the second best odds to the Miami Heat. Third best odds would be the Dallas Mavericks at plus 1,000. Again, with the Magic, they're also plus 1,000. The Philadelphia 76ers have the fifth best odds at plus 1,400, along with the Memphis Grizzlies at plus 1,400. Then you have the Washington Wizards at plus 1,600 for Draymond Green. Chicago Bulls are coming in at plus 1,800, along with the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Brooklyn Nets for Draymond at plus 1,800. If we look at Klay Thompson, his next team odds, he's a lock to basically stay with the Warriors at a minus 150. But if you scroll down, you see the Magic are at a plus 500. The Pistons are at a plus 800 with the third best odds. The OKC Thunder and the San Antonio Spurs are at plus 1,000 odds. Philadelphia 76ers are at a plus 1,200. Utah Jazz are at a plus 1,600. Dallas Mavericks are at a plus 2,500. And the Atlanta Hawks and the Chicago Bulls are at plus 2,800 for Klay Thompson. So I think those Vegas odds are something that if you're a Piston fan, you should monitor. Now, do I think the Detroit Pistons are going to trade for Draymond Green? I don't. I really don't. I think when you look at Golden State, they may have to trade other pieces. Maybe they look to trade a Jonathan Kuminga to the Pistons to make the cap work. You see where I went with it? Yeah, they have odds to possibly play for the Pistons. But if you look at it, there are a lot of younger players that maybe Pistons fans or people watching right now, when they look at Golden State, like, yeah, I like Kuminga. Yeah, I like Moses Moody. There are players on that team that make some sense. They really do. Maybe you like Gary Payton. Maybe he can get healthy. Who knows? But that is something to monitor if you're a Piston fan. It's not just Golden State. There are tons of teams right now that have very high salary caps, like the Phoenix Suns, like the New Orleans Pelicans. You should be really locking in on because there are players on their rosters that I'm sure a lot of you guys would love. Like I just said, Phoenix. I know you guys like Devin Booker. New Orleans. We've talked about New Orleans. You guys like Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall, Brandon Ingram. You never really know. That is something you guys should really be paying attention to is these Vegas odds because those Vegas odds basically tell you that the teams that have high odds of possibly losing those players, it usually tells you Vegas believes that there's going to be trades this summer to possibly, make their salary cap or their salary sheets better because Golden State, I mean, you could look at Golden State right now. It's through the roof. I don't think they have the money to re-sign Klay Thompson unless Klay just takes a discount. And I doubt that's going to happen. I honestly think Klay's going to end in Orlando. I think that'd be a really good spot for him because they need shooting desperately. As for Draymond, I don't know. Draymond, I feel like if Golden State lost Draymond, I think that they would really have to consider rebuilding and possibly trading Steph to a situation. But that's a whole nother conversation that we're not really to get into. But did want to talk about it. It's something, if you're a Piston fan, definitely keep an eye on those Vegas odds because Vegas is telling you, like, hey, we think this is going to happen.